Hello, Unlimited friends. It's Zehra back again with Q&A about the law of attraction and its practical application to our lives. The question today is about food and being vegan, specifically being a fruitarian. The question comes from Simona. It is a pretty long question, so I'm going to put it all in the description notes below so that you can read it on your own time. I'll just read snippets of it. So she says she's been vegan for 15 years and obsessed with healthy eating. Then she says that she became a fruitarian so that she could save herself from all diseases, and then started to understand and discover different things. And she actually found that some of the fruits were not good for health. And so then that led to confusion. She sent me a follow-up email and she said, I live in a polluted city and the fear of getting sick or that my children would get sick led me on the path of healthy food as much as possible. But it was stressful. She imposed this diet on her children, hoping to do well. But when they grew up, they said no. I met vegan people like me who pushed me to eat only fruit so that I would not get sick. But then I discovered that some of the fruit was not good for my body, and I went into crisis, and I questioned everything. So that's our starting point for our work today. Food is a really important subject because we are all affected by it. Food is a part of life. Some of us eat 3, 4, 5 times a day. Some of us eat maybe once or twice a day. But food is an important part of living life. And so understanding how our bodies deal with food is very, very important. Now, before I get into the response, and I'm going to go into a lot of detail, let me just do a short introduction for the people who are new here. Thank you for coming. Hi, my name is Zehra. I write the blog zemahoon.com, and this channel, this YouTube, is my virtual hot seat. I've been doing this work for a very long time, and as a result of applying the principles that I teach in my courses, my online coaching, my talks, and my books, people who feel lost or have given up on their dreams are able to figure out and deal with the obstacles that are keeping them from their success, and they start hitting and achieving their personal and business goals. I'm looking for people who want to transform their lives, bring more peace into their hearts, more love into their lives, and more money into their bank accounts. Who do you know that might need my help? All right, so let's get into this powerful question. The main thing I want everyone to understand about food, and Simona, specifically yourself, to understand about food, is that food in itself doesn't make a difference what you eat. Whether it is good for you or not good for you, whether you get any nutrition out of it or not, whether it ends up being good for you or harmful for you, all depends on where you are on the emotional scale when you eat it. That's it. I can now close this call. I have to go no further because it's as simple as that. So, if you are at a happy place up here on the emotional scale, you're going to make good decisions about what to put in your body, because when you're high on the emotional scale, you are listening to the guidance that is telling you what your body needs. And if you're low on the emotional scale, even though that guidance is screaming at you, literally, but you can't hear it. Why? Because when you're angry, you can't hear what other people are saying. You can't think clear. Negative emotion does not allow clarity of thinking. Clear thinking happens when you're high on the emotional scale. So, what's good for you is what your body is asking for. And your body can ask you for things you don't even understand why your body wants to eat that stuff, but your body knows Because your body is intelligent. You just have to listen and give your body what it needs. It's like everything else in our lives. We have to follow our guidance. When we follow our guidance, everything works out just fine. So you can eat fruit and it will do you no good, and it can end up being harmful for you if you're eating it from a place of fear, which, Simona, is what you have been doing. Fear. Fear that something is going to go wrong. Fear that you're going to get sick. Fear that you live in a polluted city. I lived in a polluted city. When I was a kid, my parents, we had an apartment that looked over a garbage dump. And there were children who came and played in the garbage dump every single day. They were happy and they were healthy. You see, the thing is, it's your attitude and your beliefs that make the difference. If you believe that you're doing things that are not good for you, then those things will hurt you because there's fear attached to it. So, people who are high on the emotional scale, who love life, who are happy, they can eat anything. And whatever they eat, their body will function perfectly, and it will only keep out of what they eat what is needed, and it will excrete the rest. So you don't have to worry about it. Your body is a perfectly functioning machine that has the capacity and the capability to sift through whatever you give it and only retain what it needs. Your digestive system is designed for that operation. So, eat whatever you feel is calling you. Because if it's calling you, there's something in it for you. Listen to your body and don't do things that your body doesn't want you to do. And here's the most important piece of advice I'm going to give you, Simona, is if you are fearful, don't act. Don't do things that go against your fear. Don't do that. You first got to work on your fears. You've got to make friends out of your fears. And then only can you do the action. So, for example, if you are afraid of eating a particular fruit because now you have this belief that this fruit is not good for you, then you've got to change that belief before you can eat that fruit again. If you leave the belief in place and you do the thing, it's not going to go well. It's not going to go well because you're acting from a place of negative belief. Negative belief, negative vibration, nothing good can come out of that. And so you never have to worry whether you live in a polluted city or the cleanest city in the world. Tell me something. The cleanest city in the world, I have no idea where it is. But do you think people don't get sick? You know something? I come from the Indian subcontinent, right? India is the world's oldest vegetarian society. When I was a kid, when I was in elementary school, everyone, my parents' social circle, were becoming vegetarian because it was the fad in those days to become vegetarian. It was supposed to be a good thing. And I questioned it because India is the world's oldest vegetarian society. Do you think we don't have hospitals? Do you think people don't fall sick? Of course they do. They always have. Because sickness comes from worry. Sickness doesn't have anything to do with what you eat. So you got to pick your beliefs apart. You've got to find logical ways of explaining away, talking yourself out of your negative beliefs and accepting powerful new beliefs. People were so scared in the midst of the coronavirus. They didn't want to breathe in the vicinity of other people. But the point is, here I am sitting in my house. Do I know where the air in my house is coming from? I live across the street from the largest hospital in my city? How do I know where the air that I'm breathing in this moment is coming from? It might be coming from the critical care unit where all the COVID patients are. How do I know? So, should I live in fear? Should I start wearing a mask inside my house? Should I put an oxygen tank on myself now? Because where are you going to go? You cannot escape the things that are happening in the world. And the only way to deal with the things that are happening in the world is to raise your vibration. Because when you start living life from a place high on the emotional scale, nothing is going to affect you in a negative way. And so, Simona and everyone else, this is what I want you to take away with you. Work on your beliefs. And if you need help with working on your beliefs, you can most certainly send me an email and find out how coaching with me works. I run a group coaching program where I teach every single Sunday. Everybody's questions are answered. I coach people one-on-one in the group coaching program. And it is the best value that you will ever find for law of attraction coaching. So, send me an email. Find out how coaching with me works. Of course, you can coach one-on-one as well. And of course, it's going to be more expensive. But if you can invest in yourself and change your life, you will get much more than what you spend back in terms of the well-being and the prosperity that you will create. And so I leave you with that thought. I have always invested in myself and I have never regretted it. And I would recommend that to everyone. Knowledge truly is power. It wasn't until I truly started understanding law of attraction that I was able to create what I have created and live the beautiful life that I now live. All right, folks, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you for your questions. Keep them coming. Bye for now.